Okay, question 18. Ben is n years old. Great. Chloe is twice as old as Ben. That means that Chloe is 2n years old. Dan is 5 years younger than Ben. So Dan's age is going to be Ben's age, which is n, minus 5. Great. The total of Ben's age, Chloe's age, and Dan's age is t years. So that means that the total t must be Ben's age, n, plus Chloe's age, plus Dan's age. So that means that t must be n plus 2n is 3n, 4n minus 5. And there is my formula. 18b. In the table below, put a tick in the box next to the identity. So next to the thing that was always true. Well, 3h plus 2 equals 14 might be true. It depends on what h is. So that's not the one. 3a plus 4b plus minus 2c, well, it doesn't tell me what that's supposed to equal, so that's not an identity. A equals pi r squared, that's a formula. Okay, it's not an identity. It's not. 5m minus 3m equals 2m. Oh, that's promising. Let's look at the bottom one. X plus 7 is less than or equal to 12. Well, that depends on the value of x. So it's going to be this one by a process of elimination, but let's understand why. The thing is that 5m minus 3m is always equal to 2m, whatever m is. For instance, it might be 5 hundredths minus 3 hundredths, and that's always 2 hundredths. Or it might be 5 fours minus 3 fours, which is always going to be 2 fours. So that's the identity. Okay, question 19. Here are the ingredients needed to make 16 biscuits. That's the recipe for 16 biscuits. Okay, I need butter, sugar, and flour. Oh, I see. Anna has, and this is how much butter she's got. This is how much sugar, and that's how much flour. Work out the greatest number of biscuits Anna can make. Well, I think I'm going to work out how many times she can make the 16 biscuit recipe according to butter, sugar, and flour. Now, butter, she has 500 grams, right? So she could make this 16 biscuit recipe, well, more than once, couldn't she? Because she needs 175 grams of butter to make it once. I'm going to do 500 divided by 175 to see how many times she could make this 16 biscuit recipe according to the amount of butter she has. Right, she could make it 2.8 times. So she could make it almost 3 times, almost 3 times 16 biscuits she could have. Let's have a look at the sugar now. Now the sugar. She has 300 grams of sugar. Now she only needs 75 grams for 16 biscuits. So I reckon she could make this recipe several times, couldn't she? Let's have a look. She only needs 75 grams of sugar for each time she makes it. And she's got 300 grams. So she could make the recipe 4 times according to the amount of sugar she's got. Let's have a look at the flour now. Flour. She needs 250 grams of flour to make the recipe once. And she's got 625 grams of flour. So let's see how many times she could make the recipe. 625 divided by 250. Oh, she can make the recipe 2.5 times. So actually, it's the flour that's going to limit her, isn't it? And she can make the recipe 2.5 times. So that means that she can make 2.5 times 16 biscuits. She can make 16 biscuits 2.5 times, or she can do the recipe 2.5 times. So that means that she can make 40 biscuits.